What's going on, y'all? Back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about why some narcissists hate children. And I'm going to be speaking from experience, from two different times that a narcissist showed me how they truly feel about my children. Now, the first time is when I had started to date a guy. Now, my children were much younger then because I didn't stay with their father very long after my second one was born. I think we tried probably by the time she made, 2 or 3 years old, decided it was done. I had started to date, and that wasn't working out. But this one guy I let come by my house, and it had to be a time where either my children didn't have the aftercare, they weren't in aftercare that day, or because they were in Head Start, and my youngest started pretty early. They both kind of started pretty early, and like preschool, because I was working. And back then, the preschools had programs to where, your children it can also be used as like, you can take that opportunity to use their preschooling as a daycare, and then it was free of charge to me. I was living in low rent housing, and all those programs were available for people like me, single parents, and, with the fixed income or little to no income. So anyway, either my kids were home because they didn't have the aftercare that day, or I kept them home that day if I stayed home. Maybe one of them were sick. I don't know why they were home, or it could have been the weekend that their dad did not have them, which, a lot of time didn't anyway. They were not always with their father. They would probably be with the grandmother, his mom, So the thing about it is, I was seeing a guy, and I remember when he come by the house, not only I kind of picked up on the reason why I really wasn't feeling him, I picked up on it pretty early, because the only reason why he really was trying to get with me, y'all know, was for that one thing. So of course, when a narcissist, which I'm going to speak on his other, traits that stood out like long after, like for a long time, it's like he started to just show himself wide open, with no shame, and just didn't care. And, a lot of times back then, I just kind of like blowed it off, like, gave people the benefit of the doubt, gave people more chances than I should have. Again, when he come by the house, and if, my oldest would open the door, which I already knew that's who was coming by, but then they would go in the playroom. If I had somebody coming by briefly, because if the kids were home, of course they weren't going to stay long. The thing about it is, I'm looking at it like, if you really like me, it should not matter if my kids are home or not. At the same time, I know a lot of y'all say, well, I wouldn't bring anyone around my kids. Again, it's different reasons why they probably were home, and I allowed the company to come. On top of that, nobody protect my kids like me. Like, they were my first interest, and even now as adults. So I didn't have that to worry about. Again, they would be in the playroom. My company was the furthest thing from their mind, But the way he would speak to them when he would come in my house would be like, it wasn't a warm welcome. He didn't speak to children the way he should have. And that's how narcissists talk to your children behind your back. I heard him speak to them that way, and I stopped allowing him to come to my house when my children are there. But I still kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt to feel him out, to get to know him a little better for myself. And again, he started to show me more and more of why I can definitely call him a narc. So when, he would come in my house, it would be like, where your mama? Or go get your mama. And I hated that. And I say, stop talking to my kids. Don't talk to my babies like they were babies. Don't talk to my kids like that. Don't talk to my kids. I don't play about my children. I don't give a damn who you are. You could be family, my mama, my daddy, sister, brother. Don't play with me when it comes behind my kids. And like I say, I felt that it was okay to have the company there. But for me to hear that, it further made me just look at him like, and I don't even want you around them, you know. Gave him a little bit while longer so I could see what he all about. If there's somebody I'm gonna continue to see. Yeah, but that I will never forget. And I know y'all probably say, well, that was one time. It don't matter. That's all it really takes is one time. And that's all I needed to know, that I don't want him around my kids. I'm very protective around my children. Again, even as adults, But, that's the thing, that tone that they take, and they use it because they're letting the children know, you don't matter to me, get out of my way. I want the supply. They come there for the prize. They only got their mind. These glasses keep getting crooked. They only got their mind on one thing, and that's supply. That's getting their needs met. Like, he really thought he was about to jump in bed with me soon as we met. Oh, no, sir. A lot of times narcissists will think that because they're giving you a compliment on your physique, that's going to go straight to your head, and you just that easy enough to jump in the bed with them. Even if you were a kind of gullible type person, or vulnerable, somebody who is trying to jump into something because of different reasons, still, even then, people would take their time because they want to make sure that this is the right thing for me. And with him, he had started to get impatient enough to show me that you don't like my children. And I seen that when you walked in the door. Anybody who really trying to get to know someone, and they come by to visit, and they see the children, you will want to be kind to children. They're babies. You shouldn't want to talk to a child like that, because they'll never forget that first impression, and they won't like you after that. So the wrong thing to do is to come at a child, straight out the gate, and let them know that I don't want to talk to you. I don't like kids. I hate it to hear people say, I don't like kids. I mean, I could understand you saying, I don't like a child's behavior, and they behave in that way for different reasons. But to just say I don't like them, I always look deeper into a reason why a person is the way they are. I don't like you because of what you're showing me. I'm going to give you a chance. Just as the narcissist, you can't just throw a person in the the narc category if you don't really know, because all of us are capable of portraying narc traits. All of us, we do. Vanity, arrogance, grandiosity, all that. We are capable of showing that. But then when you catch yourself and like, I don't even like how I was acting, that ain't me. I don't like to be like that. You check yourself, and you don't make it a habit. That's one thing. But to be this way and stand on it and being proud of it, that gives you reason enough to call a person a narc. Straight up. That's who they are, and that's why I'm stamping it, So that's one way that a person could show you why they hate children. A narcissist show you how they hate children is by showing you that they hate your children because they don't care about you. So they don't care about your children. They know it's a package deal when they're coming into a blended family, when they're dating someone who has children, with an ex. The thing about it is you want to get on the kid's good side. But first of all, why would you even involve yourself with a person what comes along with them? They have children. So that's another thing that just goes to show that you only want this one thing from me. They only see you as supply. So they don't care how they speak to your children. They don't care about you, Another way that a narc will show you they don't like your children, they hate children, is by how they they talk to them so cold and bitter, and it's like their tone changed to a deep tone of voice, and they have this old evil look, not the evil stare, not the other evil look, like the warning look I told y'all about, with the straight face. Like it's hard for them to contain the anger, and you just see it in the eyes. Not the narc stare. You know, when they do the what is the duper's delight with the little stupid little cricket smile. Not that either. It's another look in their eyes, like if eyes could kill, you know. So the thing about it is, there's other examples of ways that narcissists will show you they hate children, and they only want you as a supply. There was a person who I was, used to associate with, a friend girl that I thought was a friend back then. And for a long time, again, my children weren't always around. So when I would leave the living room, the room, whatever, wherever we are, they will put on an act of where everything they did was funny, because my kids are just so silly to me. Like, you know how your kids, they have their own personality, and what stood out a lot to other people with my children is that they were silly. They was fun to be around. You know, you just never knew what to expect out of Nan and Joe. They was just, they was my muse all the time. My children, when they were younger, the smile on their face would make my day, would bring me out of a dark place if I'm feeling depressed, discouraged. They really did show me what love is, like my two. And and they still like that to this day. 25 and 26 years old, and my oldest got a first child on the way in next month. So the thing is, that kind of love, well, I'm not going to get into my children because this ain't about them. It's about why the narcissists hate your kids. The second example, with unconditional love, your children going to be the first to show you what unconditional love is. Like, that's your true love right there. Your first true love. Not even the parent, them, to me. I guess that's just my experience. But this female associate, it's just like, it was always a warning to them. Y'all better put that up. Y'all need to go in the room. Y'all mama gonna get mad at y'all if y'all keep making noise in here. And I would always say, this Nan and Joe house. They can do what they want to do. This their house. They're their first two best friends. First friends. Because they're so close. Like what they call the 2 under 2. That was my experience with motherhood. When I had my first two. And I had the second one. Back to back, right after I had my first one. Not long before you know it, I'm pregnant again. We all know how that happened. I don't got to get into that. But I don't regret it, They're the loves of my life. So, I don't play about how you talk to them. And I think I was going to get in a tub, and she was in the living room. The kids are back and forth, living room. And they gonna make noise, whatever, TV up loud, watching cartoons, whatever, watching a movie. And then you can hear her, like, I guess she muting the TV and saying, y'all better stop. Y'all better, your mama. And it was just a tone. And then there was another time, and she was like, go in your room. Go in y'all room. Go in y'all room. Turn that off and go. And I think I got out the tube wet. Like, got out the tube. Barely wrapped the towel around me to make it in there. Don't talk to them like that. Like, don't talk to them like that. And it was just like, I start to notice a pattern of the way she would speak to them. And I would always stop her, like, they could do that, they could do that. And then after that, I'm like, yeah, I cut ties. When you make me feel away for so long, and I've just finally realized, like, it's deeper than just, it's more than just my kids that you don't like. It's something about your agenda to get them out of the way to get me. And that's why the narcissists hate children. It's because it got to be it got to be someone in their way who has a really, really good supply that the narcissists want. And they want those children out of the way. They are a threat to the supply. That's just how evil narcissists are. Like, how could you not care about a child's feelings, you speaking to them that way, how could you develop a cold heart towards innocence? They're innocent, you know. I love people, but I love children because of the innocence, you know. And my job is more than just a job. Speaking of that, something I told y'all, I had a lot of things to tell y'all. This is one of them. I used to draw a lot. Sketch. I used to sketch. It's black and white sketch, and I never too much use color. I got an honorable mention for artwork that I did one time with a bird. A big, beautiful portrait of a bird on a limb. I got an honorable mention for that for some. Oh, I feel so proud of myself. But I love that. Art was always just something that I enjoyed doing. It brought me peace. And this is way back in high school. You know, this is something that I really enjoy doing. So recently I was like, I want to start back drawing. It just came to me. It dawned on me. So I went and got all my art supply, got my stand and just all that good stuff and getting back to it. Since I work at a school, and I work at a school that, well, I'm finished talking about why the narcissists hate children. I want to tell y'all this real quick for in this video. I work at a school that's like dual enrollment. It's a trade school, but it's still a school with the school system I work with. So it's like a partnership. So that's how I, that's how I have a position there, because it's a partnership and they need someone from the school system, me, which they appointed me to go there and work that position for those students. So they come from each and every school in the district. High school. These are high schoolers. What I want to do is I want to sketch the logo, the school logo, the mascot, the letter of the school, big letter, and I'm gonna show y'all the rest of it when I get to that point. But I just want to do something nice for the school, like a 8x12. It have to be small because there's a wall in the dining area out there in that area that I can put the, what is it called, an easel. I can lay easels on and put the canvases up there, and it'll just go across, and it'll look nice. It won't look overcrowded. It won't look like too much. It'll be just right. It'll be nice, like any other artwork, or look really good in that area. And then they tell us, a lot, be creative, not only with the meals, but with your dining area to make it look advertising and inviting for the students to want to eat. This year the theme is eat more fruit, and they have been eating a lot of more whole fruit. Now we're introducing whole fruits, and they eating it up, and that's good, and it makes you love what you're doing more. And I just love talking to students. I'm not a teacher. I work in child nutrition. I love talking to students, see where they head at. I just love people. But I love kids, and I love these pre-adult students. I like to hear the way they communicate. I love to communicate with them and, just listen to the way they think of things. Sometimes even a student or teenager can teach you something new. We all still have room to learn. But yeah, again, I take it back to why narcissists hate children. I just, I get it, because we're dealing with something way different from a normal human with normal emotions, and they know where to put their emotions. Narcissists don't, and it doesn't matter when it comes to narcissists and envy. Anybody can get it, even an innocent child. Sad but true. So when you know that you absolutely have to be in the presence of narcissistic people, and you got your innocent babies around them, your children, even, it don't matter how old your kids are, please protect them at all costs. Protect them, because those are evil spirits, and the devil could use anybody that allow them to be used. The devil have to ask your permission. He can't just use you. He have to ask your permission. You still have free will, even with the devil. You're choosing to be this way. Nobody made you this way. You probably was brought up this way in an environment that turned you cold-hearted, or turned you bitter or envious, or whatever made you develop these traits. But you have a choice, though. You have a choice. And you have a choice, and the narcissists know they have a choice. Know how they know? It's because they know when to turn it off when it's convenient for them. So they have a choice, you know. So, again, thank y'all for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And leave your thoughts down below on this if you've experienced a narcissistic spirit in the presence of your children. You know, always protect them and let that narcissist know, you know, you on thin ice. Because I don't play about my kids. I don't play about kids. And you're not going to come here and attack them. You may be trying to get to me. I'm going to deal with you. And I'm going to let God do the rest. But I'm going to make sure that you do not bother these children. You know, this is innocence. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.